Hey everyone, Nick with Ridgeback Rides. Welcome to the Ridgeback Rides podcast. I'm here with my riding buddies and good friends, Rada, JJ, and Ryan from LoCo Moto Company. They're a local lifestyle brand here in Northern Virginia, and we're trying something new. We're doing something called the Ridgeback Ride Regulars, where we're going to get together once a month as a friend group and just talk about whatever the latest goings-on are in the motorcycle industry. Triumph just had their recent event where they're going around the country showing off the new 2026 model year and the models. Motorcycles of Dulles just had their event, Triumph Unleashed. We all attended it last Friday night, so we figured for this week this month we would get together and catch up on what we thought of the event, what we think of the new models, and see where the conversation takes us. Some of us love them, some of us hate them, some of us are somewhere in between, and then we could talk about kitting them out with parts, because I know Ryan likes to change up his motorcycles all the time. So welcome, guys. JJ and Rada back to the Ridgeback Ride podcast, right? You guys were here last time, right?
Yeah, thank you.
And Ryan, first timer. So
happy to be here.
Welcome. All right, where do you guys want to start? Which model? Anything in particular caught your eye that you were excited about? That
Rada's
we saw?
favorite,
Rada's
Thruxton 400.
It's Thruxton, yes, because you have a Thruxton. Do you have a Thruxton?
Not a Thruxton 400.
Oh, okay.
I have a Thruxton 1200 RS.
Oh, all right. So I don't want to say anything derogatory, but like the real Thruxton, like the
I think
OG
the
Thruxton
900 is a real Thruxton. The Thruxton 1200 is a real Thruxton.
So we're all kind of not feeling great about the Thruxton 400 is what I'm hearing.
Are you talking about the Bronco Sport of motorcycles?
100%.
Why the Bronco Sport? Is the Bronco Sport like not the big,
it's not a real Bronco.
I know this is about motorcycles, but a quick diversion to cars and SUVs.
Yeah.
The Bronco is a Bronco.
Okay.
The Bronco Sport is a modified Ford Escape.
Oh, the Sport, the little one.
Yeah, the little one.
Yeah, I'm wondering what you're
Not the one that is. It looks very close to the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
Yes.
Bronco.
So I think that a badge is earned, right? Once you've developed the Thruxton has a reputation. It's had a reputation for a very long time. Unfortunately, Triumph decided to discontinue it. And funny thing is, last night I was just watching a video about that, and they really said the Thruxton got discontinued because of the Speed Twin 1200, that it offers everything the Thruxton does with more comfort.
Yeah, I mean with the handlebar. I mean, I
And
have a
it's
Speed
lighter,
Twin. You guys
right.
know, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the reason I picked the Speed Twin over a Thruxton.
Now, I love the Speed Twin. Speed Twin is one of my favorite bikes. It's actually what I was going to buy. I just think that Thruxton looks cooler.
Cool, very cool looking bike.
But I'd rather be on a Speed Twin for a 3-hour ride than I would on a Thruxton. So
Hey,
going back to the 400. go ahead.
Fairingless Thruxton with dirt bars, I feel like is the best of all.
I could do that, but then that kills the whole look.
Now, does your Thruxton have the clip-ons?
Yes.
Okay, so you're in that racer,
Yes.
more racy position.
Exactly.
Okay, so,
and the rear sets, I mean, it's just, it's not as aggressive as your traditional, sport bike, but it is, you can notice a difference when you hop from a Speed Twin to a Thruxton.
Did Triumph ever offer a 400 Thruxton, or this is like the first time ever?
Yep.
Like,
This is the first
historically
time,
speaking,
and
right?
I just think that, some people say, well, people like the look, right? They want the front cowl, they want,
Which is cool. It's not
Which
a
is
bad looking
really
motorcycle. I mean,
cool.
we have it up on the screen. It's not horrible.
yeah, I don't know that. All right, I'm a big Triumph fan, but I'm just going to bash Triumph for a minute.
Okay. Well, we're getting right out of the gate. Let's bash Triumph before
Yeah.
we sing them praises, because
So,
there's a lot to sing. That
Royal
we did like.
Enfield has a Cafe Racer with
Right.
a front cowl, and it looks so much better
Interesting.
than this.
What kind of what CC is it though?
I think they have it in a 350 and a 650.
Okay, so smaller, lower CC.
Exactly, and they're singles as well.
Yeah. Okay.
And it just looks the part. I think it looks
Interesting.
absolutely beautiful, and I think I really like the Triumph Scrambler 400, but I think what they did with, look at that thing.
I mean, looks wise, like I'm gonna be the oddball out here. Like I like it. I don't know that I love it. Like I love your 1200, but
So I
mean,
think it looks
don't
better on a
hate it.
screen than it does in person.
Yeah, maybe that. It looked a little. This is the first time I saw it in person at the event, right at Motorcycles of Dulles, and it looked a little pointier.
Yeah.
And a little lower than I anticipated. Right.
I'm going to hop in too on, I'm a Bonneville fan. I'm a mark for that. Is Triumph's allure is the engine, right? I think we were on initially. When I look at a motorcycle, the first thing I want to see is the motor. Like the motor draws me into the bike. yes, the 400 has a similar look and feel to the Bonneville 900 and the 1200, but it's not exactly the same.
Interesting. What do you think? You've been kind of quiet on this particular topic. Any
Slightly different take since having owned a Scrambler 400.
one of the first
Absolutely,
400s,
one of
right?
the
That you
first.
kitted out to
Which
me.
you
And the
never
best
should have
looking
sold.
400 ever.
Yeah.
Never should
I
have
think.
sold.
Yes.
Never should have sold that bike.
I think what I like best about the Thruxton 400 is just the affordability and getting in. It's not like a KTM 390 where it's still stretching the budget a little bit for some folks. These are so inexpensive. The amount of people that theoretically could get them, it just opens the door.
Accessible. Yeah.
I do agree with Ryan. And again, I want to reiterate, I love the 400 line. This is the only one I don't like.
Interesting.
And I
I'm not
agree
gonna
with
argue
Ryan
with that.
on everything else.
I think there are a lot of things about it from a modding perspective that I don't like. I don't like the untraditional caliper spacing. I don't like the engine. There are a lot of things.
What do you like?
The price, look at it. I mean,
Yeah,
$62.95, right? I'm looking at the website.
Yeah, that's
now.
actually,
It's
that's
pretty-
not cheap.
yeah, but it's not the 1200.
It's not
Thruxton.
cheap
Yeah,
for folks our age when you know what bikes have sold
that's
for in
right.
the past.
Or
But
if it's
these
not your
days,
first bike.
Sure.
when you look at the scheme of all bikes being sold now, I mean, there's very few things touching that outside of Royal Enfield. Right? It's hard to comparing this to a Royal Enfield. Absolutely. If you're looking for an inexpensive, small displacement bike, I feel like a Royal Enfield would probably be better. This does have a leg up on it from a quality perspective, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
So what about then? Maybe we talk a little bit and sing Triumph some praises. What do we think about the resurgence of like the lower CC 400 like lineup, right? Because this seems to be, from the event the other night in our conversation there, the one that we were the least excited about. What do you guys think about the lineup itself, like the 400 lineup?
Just from the 400s in general?
Yeah, like they have a pretty extensive lineup now with this engine
I like
package,
them.
right?
I mean, I think Ryan touched on something where, you know, my excitement just as a motorcycle enthusiast and just to grow, just more people riding, especially at our age. Not to go down that path, but I think, you know, without talking to Triumph executives as to why you're entering into a lower displacement market. Like, I think all of us have ridden for multiple years, and displacement was always this like badge of honor.
Oh, and like
Right?
an arms race too.
Yeah,
right?
like, but I mean, you know, you ride a 600. Well, I ride a 750. Oh, I ride a leader bike or whatever it is.
right.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what it is. Does it get out of you what you want it to, right? Is it enjoyable? My thing is when I look at the 400s or any manufacturer that is going kind of down stack in terms of the displacement, there's two things that I think, and I don't know if this is right or not, but is they are lighter. They are less intimidating for a new rider. I think especially at an older age, right? Again, the more we get into this culture, the better. I think there's 2 points. It's lighter. You get more confidence out of a lighter bike, and price point, to Ryan's point. Like, I would love to have a conversation with a Triumph executive and go, hey, what were you guys thinking?
Right.
Right?
Yeah. What was the motivation?
Like, what was the motivation? I mean, I think
Because they really went after it. It's not just the
No.
Thruxton. It's the whole Scramble lineup is pretty awesome right now. Like even
I think all the 400s, again, with the exception of Thruxton, I think all the 400 lineup is absolutely amazing. I think it almost in itself just brings in new riders just because a lot of people are intimidated by the bikes that were available 10, 15, 20 years ago. You know, my first bike, other than, you know, my little 80cc when I was 8 years old, but my first bike, I probably shouldn't have bought that bike.
How many CC was it?
It was a 600, but it was a Ninja.
Mine
it was
too.
a ZX6R.
Oh, fancy pants. I had a Katana.
Yeah, and I you know, I should have killed myself on
red.
that bike, but I think that had I had an option like the 400 at that price point, that's probably where I would have started. Yeah, so I think you know, whatever it takes to grow this community and to bring younger riders into the community, I think is a good thing.
All right. What about the crowd favorite on Friday night, the Tracker? Everybody really seemed to like the Tracker. What do you guys think of the Tracker?
So I think we all disagree on this, right?
Yeah,
Is that right? I like the Tracker.
typical
I liked it.
Triumph, reskinning every model that they have, so they've got.
I like the
4 or
look of it.
5
I like the
different
Tracker also.
designs.
Like if I had to pick one, it would be the Tracker or one of the Scramblers. Yeah. Well, all right. So you built off like a Scrambler when it first came out, and then they came out with the spoke wheel scrambler? Like which one of the 400 scramblers is your favorite now?
The one he sold.
Yeah, it's probably still the original. Spend less money.
That he shouldn't have.
Get it the way that you want. Now, the downside with all the 400s, the only point of contention that I have besides the engine itself is it's still with the engine. It just doesn't sound good. You put an exhaust on it, which is one of the first things you want to do with
that's
the
right.
motorcycle.
You showed up without the resonator in there. It sounded really
without
bad.
the decibel killer, and it sounded awful. Even with it, it was still not a great sounding bike, and that's the best part about any motorcycle is having one that sounds good. Like when triples first came out, they sounded amazing. People love that unique tone.
I like, this is my favorite one, is the Scramble 400 out of the lineup. What are you gonna
Ryan, Nick's not really familiar with changing out exhausts.
Yeah, can you explain that to me?
This might be a topic that is a little bit unfamiliar for him.
So for people listening, like the big joke is I rarely put aftermarket parts on my motorcycle. I just I buy them and ride them. And when we're out having a good time and we're grabbing lunch or whatever, they're all talking about their aftermarket parts, and I'm the one sitting there going, or you could just ride them.
It's coming. It's coming.
I think the Indian's going to be the first one that Ryan breaks me down, and I finally give in and put an exhaust on that.
I have a feeling we might break into his garage, and he may wake up one morning and his exhaust
start the bike.
Well, you know, the Chieftain has a nice sound to it. The Sport Chief, not it needs an exhaust. That it doesn't.
They all
doesn't
need
sound the part, right?
Everyone in the garage needs an exhaust.
Whether it's look or sound, every bike needs an exhaust.
All right, let me toggle you guys to something that we're all really excited about. What about the new Speed Twin Special Edition?
I don't know if I'd say excited about it.
Oh, come on.
I think they did a good job in the design.
It's
absolutely.
gorgeous.
Absolutely.
It's so gorgeous.
But the ingenuity and the everything else behind it, they have so many opportunities to make it better, and yet they still don't.
It's gorgeous though. Like what's different? Okay. I looked at this. What did you guys notice is different than the regular Speed Twin?
I think it's sexy,
so the riding position
is
actually, believe it or not, so the way the clip-ons are and where the gear shifter and brake lever are, you're actually higher up but further
forward.
Yeah, further forward than the Thruxton.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Is that on the website you found that? Or
so no, I literally watch these videos on all these new bikes that come out, and they talk about rider angle and all that stuff. And they literally they superimposed the regular Speed Twin, this Speed Twin, and a Thruxton, and had the rider triangle.
Oh, interesting. That's
and they were showing it. So, I love the color of that.
Yeah, I think it's.
I don't know how I feel about the wheels.
I wonder what texture they are. Like, it's hard to tell, right? Like the ones on mine are black. I have black on black, and they're really
same
smooth,
gloss,
painted
enamel coating.
Yeah, and I like that.
I think it would have been really cool.
They come out beautiful
if they put some Kineos on that.
Interesting.
But then again, I think about this and I go, did Triumph go, oh crap, we should have discontinued the Thruxton. Let's make the Speed Twin like a Thruxton.
Maybe.
Well, same reason why you can get it now with handlebars as well. You can do clip-ons or handlebars. They offer that kit.
Can you put clip-ons? You're our aftermarket expert. Can you put clip-ons on the Speed Twins that we have?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that might be interesting.
You can put clip-ons on almost every motorcycle out there.
Okay. Because I don't know, because I don't.
But don't do it.
I just ride it the way it is.
That is one thing I don't like about that. I know they did it for a reason that you're cutting costs, but you still have the provisions for the handlebar in the upper clamp for the Speed Twin. And looking at it, you can tell it was an afterthought. They should have had different upper clamps.
I agree.
For both.
Now, what's the one thing we don't like?
I'm going to go to the wheels because I think.
Oh, you don't like the wheels? I love the wheels.
Well, not necessarily that I don't like them, but back to Rada's point, if you put spokes on that, the engineers at Triumph went, oh, that's a Triumph without calling it a Triumph. Or excuse me, a Thruxton without calling it a Thruxton. Yeah.
I'm going to discount JJ for completely glossing over the single clock coming from a 900 with a single clock.
I agree with that.
Hold on, time out. I'm going to defend myself here. I completely concur, and I've said that before. Yes, I have a Street Twin. It's a 900cc like a T100, but the difference is dual clocks. Dual clocks just
they look better.
Yes.
Amazing. And the fact that that's if we're going to knock it, that's the biggest knock is
the TFT.
Just, and
it's great. Like, it works great.
You can do a dual clock TFT.
I don't know why they do
that looks like an analog, right? I mean, you have an analog digital gauge on your
like
Scrambler
Ford,
1200.
Like you get into Mustang and it has the dual digitals.
Yeah.
Like it's totally possible.
Yeah, I want a tachometer by itself. I want you know what I mean. I want to be able to see all of that.
They could have
especially in a
added
modern
smart
classic
functionality with an adaptable screen and change it and make it customizable the way you want.
And I liked the new RS too because it had the higher end suspension. Mine's just it's a 2022, so they didn't offer that, and I didn't change the parts like you did on yours. But the one reason I don't trade it in and get a new one is because I love my dual gauges. Love them.
Yeah,
I think the frustrating thing is modern classic, right? Which we all love, we all own them. The whole point of that, to me, that connotation means classic look, modern tech. Right. So you can still have a dual clock look and throw all the tech into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
and if proven that they can do that with the just if you look at your Scrambler 1200, right, it's got a digital but analog looking.
It can.
It can. Right.
Who did a nice job like on the Indian, the round.
Oh yes,
they did round a great TFT. Job fabulous.
Yeah.
Great job. Yeah, the bigger bikes have the square, full system, but the
but on a classic
the
bike,
Chief
you want that
lineup
that
has
round.
the round, right?
Yeah.
Plenty of circular LCDs out there.
Yeah.
They had a lot of opportunity.
Yeah. So all right, so the general consensus is we like it. And
we like it. They could have done more with it.
Yeah.
The exhaust, I think putting just standard exhaust on it, that was a missed opportunity to put some upgraded, lighter, shorter exhaust on it.
Let's talk about the cowl and the rear fender. It must be a regulation thing to continue to put a rear fender under a cowl like that. It just never looks right.
Yeah, well, Matt, he's got the rear cowl on his. Matt Rice.
Yes.
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 And I think that looks good with the tail tidy. But I think if you're going to put a cowl, you just kind of like what I did with mine is I removed the entire rear fender.
That's right.
Delete it, clean it up.
I think it just looks,
and the lights.
It just looks really good.
So nobody can see you turning.
Oh, no. Hey, that's changed.
He has upgraded.
I have upgraded, and they're super bright.
I know. I can't wait to see it. So when I know where we're going.
I do praise.
No more Knight Rider.
Yeah, I'm like
maybe if one of you guys would lead once in a while, then you don't have to worry about it.
That's fair. That's
They,
fair.
Touche.
upgrading the suspension, adding the adjustability, that is something that they should have done ages ago, and it's wonderful that they've done it. So
I didn't have a chance to look on the website if they put Ohlins in the front or if they're how do you say it, Marzocchi?
I believe they're still Marzocchi.
Marzocchi and
Are they Ohlins on the back?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
They are Ohlins on the
And they're a revised variant of the prior gen. So you have different preload adjustability. The prior gen, I think, was a 3 option for a preload, and these are a threaded body, so you can essentially infinitely adjust preload.
You know what's great about Ryan being here? Like, I joke that I'm form versus function.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Ryan
So-
is function versus form.
So to me, if the suspension looks good, I really don't care what the adjustability is. It's always nice to have a balance
Yes.
I'd give him high marks on both. Like his Speed Twin is
of. Oh no, it's beautiful.
like beautiful with the carbon fiber
It's
and the orange
amazing.
paint.
I love it.
It's the best looking Speed Twin.
It's really nice.
that I've seen to date.
You always build the bike before Triumph does.
It's
Like
true.
if you think about it, like your Speed Twin, right? If you think about Curtis's at the motorcycle shop, like yours is like kind of that. It's better, but before it came out, right? The new one.
It's how they should.
And then
Right.
and then you did the same thing
Same
with the
with the
Scrambler,
Scrambler.
right?
Same
You
with
put
the
the
Scrambler.
wire wheels on it,
Yeah,
put the exhaust
100%.
on it, and the knobby tires.
And they
like,
have this opportunity,
Yeah.
even to offer it as upgrade packages after the fact. They still have it. The forks on the Speed Twin were purchased through Triumph.
So Triumph, if you're looking for a marketing and design genius, Ryan
Oh, there's
might
so
be
many
available.
of us out there.
Now, okay, let me ask you guys this, because I love the paint scheme. I think
Yeah.
it looks awesome. I think it's great they came up with this, but let's talk about the differences between this and a standard Speed Twin. So we got clip-ons.
Well, there's two variants of the standard Speed Twin. There's the RS.
Right, okay, let's talk the RS. The RS versus this one. Paint job. What else is different?
Hi, Mark.
Cowl, adjustable
Oh,
suspension.
no, the
Well,
cowl.
You can get a cowl.
You can get a
on the
cowl on
RS.
this RS.
Yeah.
Oh, we're comparing it to the last.
The most recent
last
RS.
the most
recent
yeah.
RS.
Okay, so
Yeah.
same
Right.
generation
Yes.
last year.
What are the differences?
The colorways haven't
It's
changed.
not clip-ons because clip-ons are an option for the last gen RS as
They
well.
are.
Yep.
It has a speed shifter.
They have it.
So it's really the same bike, right? It's just you're paying for the special edition.
It's $2,500 more. That's why I'm asking.
It's like the Breitling. Like when I bought mine, I was seriously thinking about buying the Breitling
because I love the color.
Mod Motorcycles Adults was going to get one, and the color was brilliant. Yeah. I didn't really care for the watch, right? The same thing with the Ton Up. You remember the Thruxton Ton Up?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I love that color, man. It was great.
There's the Ace color. Cafe.
Yeah, the Ace Cafe one.
Yep, same.
So those are like very unique, right? And if you're going to keep them, like if you're into that, I think these special lineups are.
So is it $2,500 for the paint job?
No,
Probably.
I think it's $2,500 when you look at the whole lineup. I mean, consider the Tiger, for example. Prices in general have been increasing.
Right.
I think this is also it's a new paint job, but at the same time, it's them also adjusting to the market and charging more.
Speed Twin RS is a little more money than when we bought our bikes.
Correct,
Like
but it's incrementally.
But they're saying this one is $2,500 more. Like today, if I went to buy an RS versus this.
Yeah, this is
$2,500.
It must just be paint scheme.
Yeah, I think it's a special edition thing, and you pay for all that. It's probably it's probably numbered and labeled, like tagged.
Are the wheels different? Because when we were at Mod the other night at Unleashed, Matt, who has that RS, one thing he was kind of surprised about was when he looked at there was obviously a lot of collateral, and he was looking at the different models, and the sample model was the exact same color scheme as his. And we had talked to the Triumph rep that night, and he basically said, we're just carrying that colorway into 26.
That's interesting.
Yep.
So again, the question becomes, what's different?
Wheels are the same, just a
different color.
Different color.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed too that there's still a bunch of 25s at Mod.
Yeah,
like the Speed Twins. Like they cleared out the showroom for the event, but if you were there the day before, like there's still a lot of 25.
I don't think they're selling as well as the prior gens. They're more money. You've got some aesthetic changes that aren't favorable to the demographic that are buying it.
Has anybody rode it? Like I test drove it. Did anybody ride the RS?
The new one?
Yeah,
I have not.
It's pretty like it handles way better than mine with the standard suspension, like way better.
But I've ridden Ryan's and he's got Öhlins all around. And that bike handles like a dream.
Like I got on it, I was like, it was. I barely got out of a parking lot. I'm like, this is way different.
Yeah, the biggest heartache with the prior gen were the rear shocks. They did not belong on that.
Well, it's funny. Like I typical Nick, right? I'm like, they're fine. And then when I learned how to really ride the bike, I remember riding it one day and my fat butt, right? Like the shocks were just bottoming out, going around a turn. I'm like, this needs better shocks.
Man, you could take your Speed Twin and just put Öhlins.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to consult our expert, and we're going to go hog wild one day. And I'm going to put those Dunlop tires on there too.
And an exhaust.
No, the exhaust sounds nice on that bike.
No Dunlops.
All right. So
we are taking the baffles out of it.
So this wasn't part of the Unleashed event, but it did come out soon thereafter. So that's why we kind of jumped on it and we were all excited about it. Okay, back to Unleashed. What was the motorcycle we were most excited about?
The Trident?
For me, it was the Trident 800.
How about you?
I didn't look at any of them going in. I wanted it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
I like that they went up from the 660 to the 800 on the Trident. I think that's perfect. It makes it a nice, well-rounded middleweight bike. But what I liked the most were the changes that they made to the Scrambler 900. Inverted front fork.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Better overall look.
It's a nice looking bike too.
Yeah, it really is.
It brought the 900 up. The 900 should be very similar to the 1200s with everything minus the engine size.
Because it used to be the street scrambler, right? Now it's just a proper 900 scrambler.
Which was a scrambler. The street scrambler is one. You can take it in gravel roads. You're going to feel like you're riding a street bike on gravel roads.
Yeah. But I've been into a couple of 80 training events at Mod hosts. Like, people show up with the 900, like before it was the scrambler. And all day long, man, they just ride the snot out of that thing, and it was fine.
You can certainly do it. Doesn't mean it's easy. I mean, they're working for it.
Yeah, it was. I was surprised how well it did in the mud and the grass and all that. But all right, why don't we go to this 900 scrambler first, and then we'll circle back to the Trident because I think we're all.
I think it looks great. I love it.
I think there was one. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Okay. It's funny. I looked at one of the. Again, I think we're all Triumph fanboys. A bike that I wish I could at maybe some point have was the Bond Edition Tiger. Like, I don't know if anybody,
I don't remember that. They made a Bond Edition Tiger.
Yeah.
They did a Tiger and a Scrambler 1200.
I remember the Scrambler, but I didn't know they did a Tiger.
It was like a matte black, gold.
Yeah.
It was.
Did it have gold wheels?
It did.
Yeah.
Did it have gold wheels?
No, it did not have gold wheels. I'm sorry. And it was
It was spoked. It was based on a Rally Pro.
It was on a Rally Pro, exactly. So it had gold. The forks were gold.
Yep.
That must have looked really.
But the first thing when they pulled the sheet, if you will, off of the scrambler, is I told Rada, when I was looking at Tigers, I said, oh man, I really want to get the Bond edition, or maybe make mine look like that. And the side panel on the new scrambler is matte black, and the 900 is gold.
Oh yeah.
Literally, I looked at him. I go, that's exactly the way
the one that they had at the event.
Yeah,
was the green, right?
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, that was really nice.
But the
nice
black side panel and the gold, I was like, oh my gosh, that looks exactly like the Bond edition. So that drew me into that. And then to Ryan's point, like they finally started to catch up on the components, and it just for me, I know I threw out the Trident 800. I think overall, just made, but in terms of just aesthetically and just drawing your eye, 1,000%, it was
Scramble 900.
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
that one is not. That looks like the prior gen. They may not have the 26 up yet.
Oh, I'm gonna look while you guys keep talking.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I liked it. I thought it was pretty awesome looking. I know our friend Kareem likes it as well.
Yeah, he did. He actually just texted earlier saying
that bike
that his friend was selling a Scrambler 900 and he just sold it.
He just sold it. The guy in Vegas. Yeah.
Sorry, Kareem. Get a Tiger.
Yeah. Or buy the new 900.
Yeah.
Now it's hard to say. I wish they would maybe put a little bit more love into the 1200X. Maybe give it some better brakes,
better suspension.
It doesn't need to compete with the XE.
Yes.
But it can go up a bit, because if anybody's questioning 900 or 1200, I would argue all day long, go buy the 1200.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you guys next, right? So this was awesome, especially in person. Like I wasn't really paying much attention to it. I thought it was cool. I like it in the yellow, which caught my eye. But I have the 1200, right, and I love it, the XE, for a long time now. But where does this fit with the X, right? The 1200.
Completely different. So the best part about this that I noted at the show was the rear swing arm. It got the Speed Twin Thruxton RS rear swing arm, whereas before it had a lot less stiff swing arm on the 900. So now you get a stiffer swing arm. It's not as long as the Scrambler 1200 swing arm on either the X or the XE. So you are still getting a better setup chassis for whatever you're going to throw at it. I don't believe the suspension was adjustable, at least in the front.
Yeah.
The rear Fox shocks were, but the front did not.
The front was not adjustable.
But at least being upside down, you can do cartridge upgrades.
Speaking of swing arms, real quick, off topic, a Thruxton with the Scrambler 1200 swing arm looks so good.
Seriously?
Oh my God.
Doesn't it like stretch the back out?
It's just a little bit.
Yeah, interesting.
And
I never thought to do that.
Really good.
I wouldn't even think it fit.
Maybe you guys could swap.
Now, it doesn't have it on this picture here, because you're right. I don't think it's up the new one. But
yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah, but the one that was at Motorcycles of Dallas had a high fender.
Correct. That's probably an option.
Okay.
Which
would look really cool.
Absolutely. It does.
I think it changed the whole look of the bike. Like I wasn't a big fan of it, but when I saw it in person on the 900, it looked good. Maybe because the bike's a little lower to the ground.
Now it's the same high fender option as the 400 Scrambler that you can get. It's
really?
the shorty front fender, which is great in my opinion, because that means the mounting is probably identical, and there are tons of awesome high fenders for the 400. Like the one that I threw on mine.
Oh, so you're saying for the 900, because the 400 market's got a lot of options, you can get it for the 900.
Get a better high front fender.
It was made out of plastic too. Like I was tapping, I was surprised. Well, on the XE, they're aluminum.
The high fender is?
Oh, I don't know. No, the low fender's aluminum.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying the high fender is also plastic? Okay, I didn't know that, because I don't change part.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Do you have a high fender on yours?
No, I kept the low fender. Yeah.
Question on this new one. You guys mentioned the Street Scrambler, which again, I'm a Street Twin fan. Speed Twin, Street Twin. Sorry.
What is it called now? Is it
Speed Twin?
Well, 900? It's not the
Twin,
Speed Twin 900,
yeah.
but I'm a
OG.
Yeah, I'm an OG. So it's funny. I was looking at the Speed Twin. That's what made me think of it. But when you look at the Scrambler versus Street Twin, they to Ryan's point about maybe you can take some gravel roads. Do you guys know if this new Scrambler that we saw the other day, is it still the same in terms of just ride height and seat and travel because I'm looking at it and it still looks like very, very different than the 1200 XE and the XC
taller.
from back in the day.
I'm almost certain.
Does it seem taller? Like it's got more
And
clearance?
the street
it's got
900,
more,
I think Ryan's right. I think it's a little
because they called
taller,
it that because they had the 900 was just the street scrambler,
Right.
Yeah.
which also it always kind of irked me because it's like
This felt like a whole. When I sat on it, it felt like a whole different
Different
motorcycle.
bike.
So you
Yeah, it
do
felt
get
like
the
a whole new
19-inch
motorcycle.
front on this one, which I guess you have it on yours as well. But with the Speed Twin swing arm, I do think you are getting a little bit more height. So that seat height is probably Speed Twin territory.
okay.
Just a little bit taller.
So about 32 and a half inches, 32 inches, something around there.
Yeah, this was a crowd favorite for sure.
Definitely.
Right. I think
And
the
they
track-
picked the right color for it,
They
too.
picked the right color.
was-
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
it was
whoever threw that on the truck for the tour was
I
smart.
didn't get a look at the caliper. I'm really hoping it's not the small calipers that they put on the 400. That with the 84 millimeter spacing. Hopefully, it's their traditional 100 mil spacing caliper.
but
it's
not
dual-
the not the Brembos.
Doesn't matter if it's
Yeah.
not
No, it's
Brembos
their,
or not.
their
It can be
own
that. Yeah,
Triumphs.
it can
It's
be
dual
Triumphs.
calipers, though, right?
I don't think it's dual. I don't think any of the nines
No, I
are
don't
dual.
think any of the
No.
900s are.
All 900s are single,
Single?
caliper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is fine because as long as it's 100 mil, if you ever wanted to, you can buy the Brembo. swap
yeah,
it on.
single. Yep.
Single caliper.
Okay.
Yeah, they're definitely.
I
a
don't
cheap
love
upgrade.
that. I mean, I get why you don't need it, but I just
I mean,
Well,
if
dude,
you-
I
if
just-
you're rated and
maybe I
extend
got
the swing
symmetrical
arm, you gotta
brain.
remove one to save the weight.
The original Bobbard that I had a single caliper
yeah.
for 1200
Well,
engine.
so did the Thruxton, didn't it?
The
The
no,
900
No.
only has one. When they made the Thruxton 900, like they had a used one at Mod, and it had one caliper.
just one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty certain
All right.
Nick's,
And the
Nick's
green- the
correct
green
on
one.
that. Yep.
Okay, so then the bike that I was most excited about was the Trident
Yes.
800.
Same.
Yeah, for a whole bunch of reasons.
great
So,
engine.
Great. So, all right, let's talk about the engine because I'm behind on my research. So, why you guys keep saying it's a great engine? What is it? One of their other engines that?
Yeah.
I think it's a new engine.
so it is a new engine.
Okay.
So it is meant. So Triumph has the Street Triple line, the 765.
Yeah.
And they've always had the 765R and the 765RS.
Okay.
They discontinued the 765R, and this Trident 800 is technically the replacement.
Is it the 765 motor?
It is not.
Okay.
It's a new motor, same power,
Okay.
but you're more upright.
It's
versus
awesome seating
going
position.
down. Yes.
Yeah, just check out my
And
X Post. I mean, smile ear to ear sitting on that thing.
yeah, I want to ride it. I used to have a Street Triple 765, and I loved that bike. I personally think the 765 engine is Triumph's best engine, but I think this 800 is going to be very, very close.
And the price.
10 grand.
Not that 10 grand's anything to sneeze at, but
But for
what you get.
yeah, for what you get.
Yeah.
115 or 120 horsepower.
scroll
Yeah,
down.
115 horsepower.
Yeah.
This is my favorite configuration.
Tons of torque.
The black with the gold wheels.
Yeah, they had, what was it, more of like a cream or
Yeah,
It was a gray.
It was like
Gray,
gray
yeah.
with the red,
But
which was still great looking.
but you're right, the gold wheels popped for sure.
I'm looking for the horsepower. See what it is.
It reminded
I think
me
it's
of
113 or 115.
Yeah,
Those
that's a
gold-
nice package.
those gold wheels reminded me of the Yamaha XSR
Don't get me started on that.
that we rode in California.
just
but
wanna-
but better looking, the Triumph.
Yes,
113.
113.
All right, so 113. So for
Great.
10 grand, right? You get the modern motor.
So
Great
let's
suspension.
compare it to the XSR because it's close to that, or the MTO9.
MT09.
9.
What's the
But also
power
the
rating?
1200 Speed Twin.
Yeah, it's got
Like
more power than a
the
Speed Twin.
Speed Twin's
and a
like,
Thruxton.
correct.
like a lot more money. Like
Way more torque
by
on the
percentage,
Speed
it's a
Twin.
lot more money on the Speed Twin.
Absolutely.
Right?
They're
The
claiming
RS.
some good torque numbers on this one too, which this is why I'm looking forward to just test riding it. But comparing it to, I think this is a good competitor to the MT09, the Yamaha MT09, and the XSR 900. In terms of horsepower, I think the XSR is 120,
Okay, so close.
very close. Price point, the Trident is about $1,000 cheaper than the XSR 900.
Oh, no kidding.
I'd be curious about the service interval comparisons.
Yeah.
Yamaha traditionally has those nice long
Yes.
service intervals.
Now, tunability of the Yamaha, I don't know.
I was going to
about
ask you about
this,
that with this.
but-
If you uncorked it, like, where we
I got the chance to ride an uncorked XSR 900.
I remember that the blue one.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
and
nice
it wouldn't stop wheeling. Like it was
no
just,
kidding. Yeah,
it was so much fun. It had a
Sounded good,
ton
too.
of power.
Yeah, it sounded
So
really nice.
yeah, if you could do that with this bike, I think this is a winner.
What do you think this is targeted at? Like what demographic?
The folks that think the 400 is too slow.
Yeah, I think that's the cool part about this.
I mean, I
bike.
know we love it, but is it target? I mean, we're
Yeah.
we're
I
middle-aged
think
men.
this is probably the bike that would appeal to anyone from 20 to 55 years old.
Sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's cost conscious because
Yes.
just above this, you enter into the Speed Twin, the Street Triple.
Yep.
Right.
A lot
Speed
of
triples
options that
over
cost
10
more.
grand, right?
Speed Triple
Speed Triple
is almost 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's 180 horsepower.
Correct. But the Street Triple is 13 or 14.
Yeah, 13, and you get 134 horsepower,
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
pretty nice.
More sporty.
That guy we drove in Lovettsville that time had one, right?
Yeah.
That was a nice bike.
You know what's interesting though? If you think about when this came out, it was the 660, right?
Yeah.
And then they had the Tiger 660.
Yep.
And now look what's going on with. We haven't talked about the Tiger line,
The Tiger 800 Sport.
but everything is starting
Bringing them
to.
up.
So interesting. Like, so we started our conversation saying F400s are starting to make a big comeback, right? Lower CC, entry point, price. Now we're in the 10 grand range and seems to still be in that strike zone for newer riders, right? Like the market.
What I think is interesting is you've got the 660 line that we just said, and now these same models are moving to 800, but then Triumph is sliding in the 400.
Yeah.
So it kind of seems interesting, like they're pushing the 600s. It's almost like they're pushing the 600s out. And is it a price point?
I think
it's a balance.
They sold the 600s as well as they thought they would.
But they just
is that right?
changed. They
Yeah.
just made some changes to the new Tiger 660. They bumped up the power for 2026. They added a few things to it without raising the price.
I wonder if it's the same power as the Daytona 660.
Yeah, I think that's what they ended up doing.
And that would make sense because that was the downfall of that bike is ringing it out just to do highway speed.
Oh, is that what they did?
I would assume so. That was
Yeah.
it did not sell nearly as well. The price was there. It made sense. But especially with the Tiger, you throw luggage on it and you're on a 660, you start to struggle a little bit on the highway. Even the Tiger 800s back in the day, fully loaded, would struggle doing highway speed, moderately.
So does Triumph still have the 660, even though they just introduced the 850 Sport and the more of a road?
Yeah, they did
kind of
because
a
they just
road
announced the
touring.
power changes to the 660 for 2026.
So I wonder when this is going to hit the dealer so we could test drive. Because we might hate it, right?
On the
Like I'm
forums-
pretty stoked about this motorcycle. Like I sat on it; it was really comfortable. It's checking all the boxes,
Looks
right?
great.
So they're hitting
Looks great.
dealers because I was on a Triumph forums and somebody posted a picture and says, I just put my deposit on this. It'll be here next week.
Oh, no kidding.
So I guess it depends on how they're rolling it
So
out.
Curtis at Motorcycles in Dallas, what do you say there, brother? Let's get some of these in there so we can
bring it in and
we could test drive them. Yeah, because we might hate it.
Yeah,
right.
I don't think so.
I don't think so
It's a
either. But
trip
you never
on.
know. Yeah, but
Can't go wrong with a good.
I will mention one thing. Triumph historically has put crappy tires on all their new bikes, with the
this one too?
exception of this one,
what's the tire in this?
the Michelin Road 6s.
Oh, that's what you have on your bike.
Those are great
Yes.
tires.
That's a nice
Great
tire.
tires.
Yeah.
And I think the Tiger 850, they put Michelin Anakis.
And yet the Metzler
Torrents on the Rally Pro. Tell me how
and
that
the
makes
900
sense.
GT.
Yeah.
Made no sense.
So they put road tires on the Rally Pro, and they put good off-road tires on the 850.
That's a little bizarre.
Were you guys checking tires that night?
Well, as soon as they unveiled it,
Yeah, as soon as
call
you,
it-
like,
I looked at
even
the
I
tire.
could, even
Yeah,
I
of course-
noticed it.
of
Yeah,
course
and I'm
you-
yeah,
not,
I was like,
you know.
"Whoa!" They
Again.
put Road 6s on it.
Back to form versus function.
Yes, you're like, I don't. Does it have gold forks? That's JJ.
I just if Rada didn't have them on his trucks, then like I wouldn't have known the difference.
Yeah, he's got them on his Speed Twin too.
Oh, you got to put them on everything that's on the road. Now,
They're great tires.
Do we know? Did they keep this cross plane or did they give it the T plane crank?
That's a good question. I don't
think
know.
only the Tiger 900
Yeah.
continues to use T plane. That I think would have been a great opportunity for them to get that unique sound out of a lower cost bike.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
that's
you put
something.
exhaust on that one.
I was
I
gonna
think
say,
it's
I
going
was
to
gonna
sound
say the
so
same
good.
thing. It's gonna sound really
Any
sweet.
triple. It's gonna
Yeah.
sound good. Anything's gonna sound better than their 400. So
What's
if you
the
upgrade? You get this.
So back to our part expert. What is the preferred exhaust for the
SC Project.
Sure. I mean, you can't go wrong with a lot of things.
That's the parts expert. He's the parts expert.
That's what I would pick.
It changes so much. Back in the early 2000s, Two Brothers was around. I hated it. I thought they were a garbage exhaust.
Yeah.
Now they make some quality parts. For all I know, most of these are made by the same manufacturer and they're rebranded and sold elsewhere. But there's a lot of great options out there. Just any quality system, it's probably going to sound good, unless it's a GS 1300 or
what would you put on
400
it if you had that? If you had it,
I'd have to look at the offerings to see what was out there, what looked best, because it's going to sound good. It's a triple,
right?
So it's going to come down to aesthetics. What is aesthetically pleasing?
Yeah, I think that's the other thing too. If like the Street Triple had this weird boxy. It was a all-in-one catalytic converter exhaust at the bottom of it, and I loved the SC Project on it because it was just a small exhaust that just came up like this high, and it sounded amazing.
So speaking of exhaust and design, like honorable mention, the bobber was there, right? But nothing material.
Bigger tank.
Yeah, bigger tank. Maybe some upgrades in the electronics, right? Safety, suspension, maybe. But
did they put upside down forks on that?
I didn't see
think
it.
so.
Oh, okay.
No, it looked pretty much almost like the same bobber.
Yeah,
but the exhaust on the bobber, like I don't know, if we've all either been close to them or had them. Like the way that they designed it to look like one continued exhaust, I always thought that. I appreciate
Same
that
thing
design.
with the Speed Twin.
Yeah. It's just kind of cool, right? So the bobber was like nothing to write home about.
The color of the bobber.
That was cool.
It reminded me of the blue and black. On the
but isn't like they put the skinny tire on it
Correct.
and some drag bars or anything.
They should have
like
put the skinny tire back on.
Yeah, that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they did go Euro 5.
Yeah.
So you got the new OBD plug. I think you'd mentioned that they have the IMU now.
Yep.
So what, lean ABS, lean traction.
Yeah, it had like
good things.
It seems like a more like sophisticated and safe motorcycle, but and then the last one was JJ's favorite, Mr. Get me a beach towel, a chair, and an umbrella.
The Speedmaster?
The Speedmaster, yeah.
Now, I've been eyeing the Speedmaster for many years. And the first thing I noticed was those beach bars or lack thereof.
Right. Because the current ones are like, I feel like I'm
they're literally like a beach
wheelbarrow.
bike. Yeah, they come out like this.
Yeah.
I can't ride like that.
You're going to turn into your kidney every time you want to make a U-turn.
Yeah, I've never ridden. I've never test rode. Again, they're not the same. First of all, the ones on the new one still have a beach vibe. But I don't. Again, to Ryan's point, I don't think you're
No, they weren't.
rupturing a spleen.
Nearly as far
Rupturing a
back,
spleen on a.
You weren't braking like this
on a U-turn.
Right?
Yeah, but
like you're in the
Spirit finger in the.
But like I said,
like the walker, the walker with the brakes on it.
I'm counter steering.
I looked down there. There were some cut tennis balls on the bottom of the forks. But no, that was really the only thing I noticed on that new Speedmaster was it wasn't that extreme. But what I love about that and all Triumphs, as we all know, there's so many parts and accessories to make it your own. As much as Rada hates when I say this, like on the bobber or the Speedmaster, I'd throw 14-inch apes on it.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Kills the look.
He hates that, but comfort wise,
I've got
again,
some chrome fog lights for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cup holder.
I'd rattle can those, make them black, but no, that.
So you like that bike? Yeah,
I do.
That's cool.
To me, it's when you look at your stable of bikes, which I'm trying to get close to you at some point in my life.
Sure.
I don't know when that'll be.
As you get older.
But having something that
as your kids get out of college.
I think that's it. It's not about age.
That's the unlock.
I got a ways to go, unfortunately.
I'm closer to dying, so that makes you feel any better.
But I think what's cool about all these new bikes, I think the common theme is the way Triumph has, and even third party has made them, easy and easier to accessorize and make.
I like the way they collapse the brand naming conventions and tighten them up a bit, like 900 Scrambler, 900, 1200 Scrambler, 400 Scrambler. That, for me, like branding wise, that was I felt like that was a smart move. I always used to get confused, like street this.
No, I agree. And
scramble that.
But does that mean they're going to change the Street Triple and Speed Triple?
Maybe, but just quickly, at first when they called, they're like, oh, the Street Twin is now the Speed Twin 900. it annoyed me. But then I realized as someone that I don't want to ever get rid of that bike, I want to pass it down. It almost, kind of solidified it, similar to the Thruxton,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They pseudo discontinued it in name,
Right.
right? So I thought that was kind of cool. But I agree that trying to kind of consolidate and make it a little more easy to kind of consume.
Back to the Speedmaster, I would love to do a back-to-back ride, Speedmaster and Indian Scout, and they're both close.
That's an interesting comparison.
displacement.
I would have never thought to.
I always had high marks for a Scout, and I rode one. It wasn't a bad bike, but it wasn't nearly as great as I was expecting it to be.
I love the way it looks.
It's
absolutely,
a good-looking motorcycle,
even the wonderful engine.
Yeah.
Just didn't seem to fit well with me. It didn't vibe. But
Wait, we're talking about the Scout engine?
The Indian Scout.
The Indian
Scout
Indian
engine.
Scout.
Not the
engine.
way it looks.
The
The
1250.
actual
yeah.
again,
Form and
Yes.
function.
the way
Yeah.
it rides.
Fantastic engine.
Yeah,
But yes,
it
I
really
would
is
love
good.
to compare the two back to back.
Not the stamped engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. It looks like a Lego or a Play-Doh.
What's
that?
So then there was the other. Now we haven't even touched on it because I think everybody forgot. Like there was a T120 there,
Wow.
right?
Is it T100?
It was a
No,
T100.
I thought it was a 120.
It was a
Yeah.
100.
See, I didn't really spend it. Did
I think
anybody
I
spend
had
a
a
lot of
little
time on
change.
that?
Other than
I didn't-
the headlight, I think they put an LED headlight, which
That's right. Because someone made a comment
No,
about not liking
it
the headlight.
still had dual clocks.
it still had dual clocks, which
Does
is
it
How
really?
does a
That's great.
T100
Yeah.
retain dual clocks and your flagship 1200
doesn't.
sport bike
Yep.
does not?
So it had dual clocks. It had an LED light that seemed out of place,
Yeah.
considering the classic look of that bike.
Yes.
You could get an LED headlight without having that, that standard
Yeah.
The
triangular.
triangle.
You know what I'm talking
They
about?
have them on all of their
It's like a
bikes.
T,
Yes.
right? Is it?
Yeah,
It's a-
which is cool, right? On a Speed Twin, I think it looks good.
Yeah.
On a Scrambler, it looks good. But I think they could have gone LED, but kept the headlight look classic.
Like my Speed Twin has a candle.
Yes.
And
So does
I
my
will
Thruxton.
say-
It looks like a headlight with it. Like you go light it before
Yeah.
you go out. Like that's what
So
it
does
looks like,
his.
right?
Oh,
His is like from
don't
1958.
get me
That's
started.
right.
Yeah.
I could put oil in there.
Well, the downside, even with the new LED, I have the new Speed Twin LED headlight retrofitted onto my 23 Speed Twin,
Right.
and it still doesn't do as good of a job lighting up, even as the old
I
one.
know.
They're
Yeah.
both horrible.
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
put an LED bulb, which Ryan gave me, because my Thruxton was the same headlight as
Yeah.
your Speed Twin.
It does help, but it's
It
still
helps.
not a
It's-
great headlight.
So it helps, I think, more of being, it helps me being seen versus me being able to see.
Yeah, I can
that
see
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, compared to your Tigers too, you guys have like
Yeah.
off-road
Christmas
lights on
tree.
those things. Yeah.
yeah, if it wasn't an
spoiled.
aesthetic anomaly to put them on the Speed Twin, they'd be on the Speed Twin.
But it's interesting. You guys were kind of talking about going away from the dual clocks on. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Okay.
So Triumph still has the T100.
Yep.
And the T120.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if now they've obviously got the same Bonneville engines and things like that. But I remember when the Speed Twin came out, when you got yours. Again, to me, it's more modern and it's less modern classic than the T100 and the T120.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
right.
I would say I would agree with that.
So again, to your point, like still, maybe you throw an LED in there, but it doesn't look, like it's an LED.
Yeah. You do a
right?
dual clock housing.
Right. So
Right.
yeah, you do
Yeah.
all of that.
Even if it was a little bigger to make it, because you couldn't get those smaller
Right,
dial
exactly.
like circles.
So again, I hope
They are
Triumph.
pretty small. Like the analog ones are pretty. They're like the size of this cup. Like
Exactly.
They're not very big.
And I know all of them are under the modern classic, subcategory. But I hope Triumph keeps the Speedmaster and the Bobber and the T120 and the T100 as modern classic
Right.
as they can as they modernize the Speed Twin line. And there's got to be a way to do
Yeah.
that, right? So and who knows, maybe that's why they've gone to the single clock on those and then kept the T120 and the T100 dual clock to keep it in that
Yeah.
kind of period, if you will.
The Bobber single clock is nice. I do, and same thing with your Street Twin. I do like it. I just wish that there were an RPM, like a tack somewhere. On
There
it.
is.
Even
It's
if
a
favorite.
digital.
Yeah.
You can flip through the menu.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it
but
does
was
have.
my- that
it
was my
does have
least
one.
favorite part.
Yeah,
of
there's
the
a
Bobber.
digital tap.
Do you lose any other visibility?
So you still see your gas gauge, and
Oh,
you see
great.
your gear
Perfect.
shifter, your gear. and then you can seat attack.
And they should have put that on the speed twin then instead of
But maybe not though, because like I don't know about you, but like when I had the bobber, I don't have it anymore, but it was the one part on the motorcycle that for me felt like an afterthought. The whole motorcycle is so sexy. Like it's just like you had one, I have it, and I'm still sad I had to get rid of it because I just loved looking at it. Right. Yeah. You can't ride it very far without your butt sore, but that gauge was just like plastic, and it moved, and I felt like
you can move it up and down.
It felt like a bit of a design missed opportunity because everything else was so.
Yeah, it had like a little lever, so you can like adjust it.
Yeah, literally, like this was.
Every bobber needs a micro motone gauge.
Is that
or a moto gadget?
Yeah, that would have been.
Yes.
That would have been good.
Yes.
That would have good swap out.
So could we talk? I don't think we rehearsed. We didn't rehearse any of this, right? We were talking about.
Oh, we were talking before when we had pizza.
I know,
but
I was
no,
kidding.
I wouldn't consider that rehearsal.
And Rada knows this. One of the things we didn't talk about was the other triples. We're talking about gauges and just the front end. Can we talk about the front end of these bikes that look like?
About the speed triple and street triple
with the double lights.
I love bug eyes.
I love the bug eyes.
Gorgeous.
Love it.
You guys like the bug eyes that look like they forgot to tighten it back up to
so
the speedometer and the tach?
The one that I had was a 2022, and it still had the bug eyes, but they were more like forward. And I think with these new ones, they went down a little bit.
They did go down a little bit.
Yeah. Now, I don't like the way that looks, but I think as soon as you put that Triumph little front
the little fly screen
and a little fly screen, I think it looks awesome.
But here's my point: why doesn't Triumph just have the fly screen?
Like the Trident?
They
has
want
it.
you to buy it.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. If you look there,
The Trident has a little fly screen. It makes it look like a different motorcycle.
But in fairness, that's a single headlight, right?
Right.
The two bug eyes, which again I'm not opposed to, but the fact that there's nothing between that Speedo and to me it looks like they forgot to
put apart.
Oh no, the fly screen is great. It's like a bikini line.
Yeah.
How it fits in.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, that must look really good.
I think, when they first came out with the bug eyes, I can't remember the company that came out with a single round headlight conversion. I'm trying to remember who it is.
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, on the speed and the street and the triples, right?
Yes. I think it was JW Speaker
Probably.
who came out with it. And it was like a $700 kit. Yeah. But everybody bought them because people were just like, what is that?
Love it, yeah.
But
and Tom
Triumph
Cruise
had
made
it
him
too,
cool.
right? Because I remember being at Mod a couple years ago.
No, Triumph didn't make a single round headlight conversion.
But I feel like they
not the
earlier
conversion.
speed triples were round headlights that were plug eyes.
And had the
earlier ones.
had the cowl.
No, you're talking about the triple with the what was it called? The
ST. ST was the tour. They had the 955i.
The one with the electronic suspension. It was a speed
the
triple.
RR.
The RR. I liked that.
That's a great looking bike.
Yeah.
I wish I would have bought one of those. Had I known they were going to discontinue that bike.
And they discounted it too before.
I know, man. They were going for like 13.
Yeah.
And that pearl white.
Yeah, I like the red, but the pearl white was nice.
It just needs dirt bars. It doesn't need clip-ons.
I know, but it was a cool looking motorcycle.
And a single-sided swing arm.
Yeah, and the electronic suspension.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole. Yeah, we could have a whole podcast on single-sided
swing arms.
All right, well, back to the street triple then. I like the bug eyes and the yellow one, the metallic yellow.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Yeah. Love that.
Okay, so here's my. Okay, I know we were talking about the street triple and the bug eyes, but this also applies to the Tiger as well. Here's one thing I hate. I hate that when you're on low beams, only one light is on.
On the Tiger?
On a Tiger, on a street triple,
anything
on a
with
speed triple,
with the dual headlights. Right?
Anything with a dual headlight with Triumph,
I didn't know
only
that.
one is on.
Never knew that.
I can't tell you how many times people are like, "Hey man, one of your headlights is out." I'm like, "No, it's just a dumbass engineering, sorry, or design." But
there goes our Triumph sponsorship.
Yeah.
No, listen, hey, I
get sponsored by LoCo Moto, so it doesn't matter.
I'm on my 6th Triumph, so I'm a fan.
Enough aftermarket LEDs on that. You don't even care about your high beam anymore.
But then when you put your high beam on,
it's both.
Yeah, but it looks like your low beam is going out because this one is super bright and this one is low.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, as part of the Unleashed event, was any of the Tigers part of that? Or
they did bring up the 900 that was out there.
But was that part of the Unleashed event itself? Like, I don't remember it being
No.
uncovered. Like, it wasn't covered.
There were
It was
just new
just
colors.
Was that the Arctic
Yeah.
edition?
Yeah, Arctic.
That's
White.
pretty nice bike. Yeah.
That was pretty nice.
Just the bikes we talked about, with the exception of the special edition Speed Twin, were part of the
Yeah.
Unleashed event, right?
Yeah.
So
Just one of the most expensive Tiger 900s I've seen without all the options.
talking about the Arctic.
Yep.
Yeah.
So can we really quickly, and you just struck a nerve on with the Tigers, and as somebody, we have two BMW guys here. What is it with having to stop the bike to put it into off-road mode?
Is that on the Tiger as well? Because on my Scrambler, that is how it works.
Yes.
And, I thought maybe it was just a Scrambler specific
Nope.
thing.
It must be a European safety thing.
But
That's
you
costly.
can
But
do
the
it on your
BMWs have
BMW.
it.
Yeah, both
Like
you
on
guys-
our
That's
1300s,
Bavarian.
it's like
That's not the. Oh, I'm sorry. British. That must be. A
Oh, that's
British
right.
thing.
Yes, that must be a Brexit thing.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to rope in all of Europe.
But
guys.
but in serious, it just think about just utility wise, like
Yeah, it should be just.
you're
a button.
the four of us are riding together, and you guys are leading, and terrain changes.
See you, suckers.
You change mode,
Yeah.
and poor Rada and I have
Yeah,
to
we got to
have
stop.
to
We got to
stop.
put it in neutral.
Yeah. It's
Literally.
like having locking differentials.
Yes,
in
exactly.
2026, right?
Yeah, it's like going to what four low.
Hey guys, I got to get out and lock my front differential.
I had the Broncos Sport analogy. That's
Yeah.
a great analogy.
Yeah.
Now we've got the locking differentials.
Yeah, the manual.
I have to stop my 4x4, get out.
That's a good point. I don't know why they do that.
I think they
At
want
least
us
make
to-
you pull the clutch, right? Like to
Something.
kill the engine power, change it.
Something.
Let it.
Because what's terrible is when you're not on comms, which I've been with a certain friend of ours.
Yep.
I can't say, "Hey, wait for me."
Yeah, and he was gone,
Yeah.
Right.
and we were sitting there like we should just keep following him, but we can't change it into off-road mode.
Mm.
And we were following him on dirt roads.
Yep.
The key there is they want you to start every ride in off-road.
Yeah.
Maybe,
an off-road
maybe
mode.
so.
That would be nice. All right, speed round to wrap it up.
Yep.
Topic. Speed round. Short topic. Minute or under.
And start with one of them.
See, it's great being the host because I could ask the question and not have an answer.
I mean, it's kind of a
Like a wrap
follow.
up. Yeah.
Just a follow on to this is, do we all just collectively feel like the reason, not just Triumph, but manufacturers are going to lower displacement, lower price point? It has to be, and I hope.
I hope it is too, because
Knocking
it's
wood
been getting kind of crazy.
is
Like, you get some of these motorcycles 25, 30, 40.
Exactly.
Harley's 50 grand for the ST,
Yeah.
right? We all love the ST, but my God,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Or just the power plant in general. Like, we live in a pretty congested area,
Yeah.
and some of these bikes, you can't ride
You can't ride
them
them anyway, yeah.
the way they're supposed to be ridden.
Yeah.
So yes, I feel like, as much as, like I said, the ego of displacement, I really like, and I hope that that's a common theme, to find this middle weight, middle of the road, if you will, to get people confident, comfortable,
Yeah.
and
And
from a
into
price-
motorcycling.
into motorcycles,
right?
because the more
great hobby.
the more we have, kind of jumping in with us,
Or
the
even
better.
commuting with it. Yep. Okay, so your 400 entry point, price point. I like it too. I agree with you. Anything? Nope.
Nope.
I'm just going to kind of piggyback on what JJ said in terms of displacement.
Mhm.
I think the old adage, "There's no replacement for displacement,"
Yeah, I was
is
thinking that too,
crap.
I'm
Sure, but open
and
the
I think-
door for new riders.
Yeah.
No, but
Have those
I think that if you just look at a perfect example we gave tonight with the new Trident 800, right, that has more power than 1200 motorcycles.
Yeah.
I think you can't just look at displacement alone.
No,
And
I mean, what do you need a 200 plus horsepower motorcycle for in the street? Like, really?
Yeah, but you can.
You
but
want to
if
have
you-
a really good time.
I mean, sure, you can rip with it. Yeah, but I mean, for the average rider, right? Like, I mean, what are they going to do with it?
have a really
Track.
good time.
Right? or slide out. on
Ryan had one, didn't you?
Yeah.
The
Had a
H2?
lot of no H.
Not everybody
have an H2?
isn't
Okay.
as spirited riding like you are.
Everyone should be. Start small though, work your way up, and everyone can have a good time.
Yeah, I think we need to re-examine a conversation around motorcycles, and people always think, well, it's only a 600. Oh, it's only a 400. I think we need to start educating a lot of the younger people about, it's not just about displacement.
Yeah, maybe we could talk about that in the future, like maybe next month or the month after, like with the scooters. Like we all were, having a whole discussion about scooters and where they fit into
I would love a Vespa.
motorcycling lifestyle, right? So let's put a pin in that for a future episode together of the regulars. We can go down the rabbit hole of scooters.
Last thing on that, not necessarily scooters, but more of a displacement. I recently, reading and just watching, like people say they've had more fun. They have more fun on a smaller motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it could be, could very well
just,
be. Yeah.
And again, there's probably a lot of reasons why. They probably feel like they're not going to wrap themselves around a tree. But yeah, I'd love to kind of dig into, what's driving that, and maybe by then we'll all have scooters.
Yeah.
Right?
People do say it's more fun to drive a slow motorcycle fast.
Yeah,
It is to drive a fast motorcycle
exactly.
slow.
So, all right, for me,
That's the best way to end
the rapid fire one was, I did not like the chrome editions at all. Like at all.
I didn't either.
Like the whole design language was
Rightfully
not
so.
my cup of tea. So I'm glad Triumph's beyond that. And I'm really excited about the design of the new lineup. And I mean, motorcycles are awesome, right? I mean, we could be a little critical here and there, but I don't know that there's any that I really don't like or I wouldn't take.
No.
Right?
I love them all.
They all have different personalities. Yeah, they all have different things.
I
There's
I
not
think
one
some-
bike I'd say, no, you're going to give that to me?
Yeah,
No,
thank
I
you.
don't want
take
it.
it. That's right. Yeah.
I do hope Triumph adopts some of BMW's financing strategies to open the door to more folks.
I think that works too. Yeah, just that low, real frictionless. Let's get into it today while you're excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that definitely works too. Okay, so first month of the regulars. Hopefully next month you guys will be back. We'll
Thanks
talk about
again.
something else. It sounds like it might be scooters. So, all right, Nick from Ridgeback Rides. Thanks for tuning in as always here with the regulars, and we'll see you guys next month.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers.